It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
What's going on there, guys? We back with another one. We got to talk more about this Monica McNutt, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharpe situation. I know some people didn't like my take in the first video, but I'm just calling it how I see it, man. I don't speak so everybody can agree with what I'm saying. I'm just saying how I'm feeling. Now, does that mean Stephen A. is always right? Or, I agree with everything? Man, just look at the videos on my channel. I've gotten at them several times. And I've praised Monica McNutt as I believe she's the one with the most basketball knowledge, on that panel today. But I do wonder, like, the coverage-wise, what do y'all really want? What do the women want? Do they want it covered the way they wanted it covered exactly? Because you can't never pinpoint that. Somebody's going to always say something outlandish. Now, should you watch your words and how you do it, especially if you're not knowledgeable? Yes, I agree with that. So, Monica, if that's what she's saying, yeah, you got to watch how you cover it, because when women cover the NBA, obviously they're met with, or I use a better example. Kimberly Martin had that take about Cam Newton. She got slammed for that. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's how the women are feeling about the men covering the game. But there are some good guys covering the game, and there's been covering the WNBA. Caitlin Clark brings more eyes. Two things can be true, but she's nowhere near the best player in the league, so I wouldn't even say that, right? I would never say nothing like that just because it brings more eyes and she's entertaining, but she do got a lot of people watching her and hoping that she can be amongst the better point guards, better players at some point, and people want to go along with her journey, which is helpful for the WNBA as a whole. So I'm rocking with that, rocking with the arrival of Angel Reese, and I talk about the game. Because obviously, like, I've watched the game since the beginning, since Cynthia Cooper and them four-peated, you know what I'm saying? So that's been, I've been with the WNBA and watching it the whole time, but I could understand how some of them could get offended with the new coverage and people just only know about Caitlin Clark and what they've been spoon-fed, but don't really know about none of the other players. So without further ado, man, we're going to check out what Perk had to say about this, and I'll be back. Let's be.
But Perk, I really want to get your thoughts on this because I know we started off the show with your tweet saying, I got to stay out of the women's business. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's a few things. One, Shanae, you, Andrea, Monica, Malika, just at our network, y'all do an exceptional job for us covering the NBA, right? And now we're starting to see a lot of powerful men start to cover the WNBA, right? And there got to be some fairness in that. They should be able to voice their opinions, but they also got to be held they also have to be responsible to do their homework when covering the WNBA. And I'm looking at guys like Charles Barkley, LeBron James, Stephen A., Shannon Sharpe, right? Why do I point out those four guys? You have to be careful about the words that you put out there. The word hating, the word jealous, those are triggering words for women, right? Like in anything. I've been married to one, okay? I've been married to a woman for going on 15 years. And those two words, hating, especially when you're talking about referring to another woman or other women, those are triggering words. So you have to do a better job with that. They have to do a better job with that because it's not hating and it's not jealousy, it's competition. Pat McAfee, I think he owes everyone an apology, especially Caitlin Clark. You cannot call her out of her name like that. You can't. No one could come to his defense, and it's unacceptable. At the end of the day, you have to respect the WNBA, respect the women that are playing, respect the women that are covering the game, and you have to make sure you do it in great fashion if you're a man that's jumping into that atmosphere.
I really appreciate you, Perk, because this is something that I've really appreciated about you, because anytime there's something that happens in the WNBA, you come to me first and you say, hey, Sinead, what are your thoughts? What's your perspective? And I think we do the same thing, particularly me as a woman in sports media. I don't try to speak on things that I don't know. I go by facts. I go by figures. I talk to my guys, and then I know that my game can really hold up based off of analysis, and then I speak based off of all of those things. So I appreciate you always looking out, and I think that you saying those things really helps everyone here today, specifically on our network.
Now, I think Perk and Sinead got a good working relationship to be able to do that. And before they speak about something, they try to get intel from people in the know. That's the way you handle journalism, you know, especially if you're not going for shock jock content and you ain't just piggybacking everything. A platform like First Take is about the biggest topics, you know, surrounding sports. That's why they have the ratings they have. So they're not going to ever talk about it from a pure standpoint. So do I go to First Take for purest basketball take? I mean, I'm looking at Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith. Would I look at that for a purest take? No, I probably would go to a smaller channel, or, you know, who is somebody? I might watch NBA TV. If I'm looking for a purest standpoint, I'm looking at like Greg Anthony and them talk about it, Steve Smith, all those people on NBA TV. Now, if I want to listen to pure basketball, that's the way I'm gonna do that, you know. Again, women, if I'm going to listen, actually, NBA Today has a pretty decent crew, especially with Sinead. She can give you some really good insight on the game of basketball. So I like her and Perk had that relationship. But all I was saying earlier was First Take's going to talk about Caitlin Clark. They're going to talk about Angel Reese, you know, some. But they're going to talk about Caitlin Clark a whole lot right now while her name is hot, you know, and that's just like, you can't really police that. Stephen A. could have been talking about the WNBA, but he's going to have a lot of people turn that channel off, and his bosses, who he's trying to make some money, which that's his own tweets, is going to come down and say, what are you doing? You better talk about Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys, LeBron James, same old tired topics. That's why I don't watch it that much. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tired of hearing about those things. Now, when the NFL is in season, Shannon can give you some really good takes about what's going on in the NFL locker room and what you're seeing out there on the field, things away from the ball, away from the play that's out there on the field. He'll give you all that. But, you know, when you're talking about, you know, Caitlin Clark and the coverage she's getting, it's going to be disproportionate. I mean, like, my thing is, like, we knew this was going to happen, right? And we wanted this to happen. And like I always say, players that's in the WNBA, when you line up across with Caitlin, make your name like that. Okay, everybody know you can hoop. You probably hoop 2-3 times better than her right now. Okay. So show the world now. Now you got that person that puts you on that platform to do it to her, where everybody looking at you like, oh, okay. Yeah, she like that. Use that. Like, I don't know what everybody is so mad about. She got her $28 million coming in Nike, and for women to try to say there is no jealousy, that's where my issue lies. There's clearly some jealousy of her and Angel Reese for having these deals. Now, is it overblown? Yes, some people just competing too. So we can't pinpoint everybody's motive person for person, but to act like this variable doesn't exist, or that these dynamics aren't at play, I think is absolutely ridiculous. There's no way we can say that that's not something that exists. And that's what they're trying to prove. Like, the Kerry Champions and Jamel Hills, I don't listen to them because everything becomes about the woman's struggle and race and like everything, though. You know what I'm saying? Not some things, because I do recognize the plight of a black woman in this country. Man, they've been treated god awful. But every single thing, that when you start talking about that, that's gonna be bigger than basketball. That's gonna be in everyday life for everybody, you know. So, you know, Caitlin, she just got the game, the style right now. Like I've always said, if Juju does what she's supposed to do, her team's gonna be a lot better this year. Hannah Hidalgo at Notre Dame, all these great players coming up. If they do what they're supposed to do, then it's just going to be a bunch of them running around. And when I say a bunch of them, I'm talking about people that's getting deals, bringing more eyes to the game that everybody want to see. And some of them going to be better players than Caitlin. Like, I look at Hannah Hidalgo, I would expect somebody like to be better in the long run. Juju, I expect her to be better in the long run. So just keep watching, but enjoy what you're watching right now. Enjoy the shift that's happening. That's all I'm saying. Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.
Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down.
I'm not going to take it down.
Skip, 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 skip.